Good evening, my darling Batley.
You say insane shit up. Fuck.
My brother in Christ, do not scream in my ear like that.
I am sorry. I was not trying to scream. My apologies.
That kind of came out of left field. Let's start over.
Good evening, my darling Batlings. You probably hear, like, actually, no, I gotta unmute the console audio to make sure you guys can actually hear the game when we switch to it. You'll hear a dink going on in the background. That is the screensaver of my, soft-modded Xbox. It is not a problem with your speakers. I'm just saying that because Furret hasn't been here for that.
Okay.
I'm joined tonight by JKR and Nerd E Furret.
What? You say insane shit all the time. How was I supposed to know this one was true?
I feel like context is required here, but I don't want it.
Yeah.
Damn it. God damn it.
I know what you're referencing, but the context.
Hey, you know I'm... context is not a thing with me. You know this.
Yeah, but, like, your joke falls flat if, like, you're just saying that unprompted.
Fair enough.
Remember, comedy is all about...
Timing.
I do this.
No, it's all about I do this.
Fuck off, both of yous.
Both of yous?
Yes. Fuck off,
Both of yous. Anyways, tonight we're doing more Ninja Gaiden Black, because I had to cancel my plans for doing Sonic 06, because long story short, we're having some important inspections. I had to put up most of my consoles, except for what I absolutely
Ninja Gaiden
needed.
White, Blue, and Red haven't been invented yet.
Well, there was a vanilla Ninja Gaiden just called Ninja Gaiden. And then there's Ninja Gaiden Black, which is Ninja Gaiden with all the DLC included and difficulty adjusted to be even harder. Then there was a PS3 port called Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which adds its own unique content and rebalances the difficulty to be easier. And that version is the one that's been remastered on modern platforms.
Ah.
But anyways, we're doing Ninja Gaiden Black because it's the best way to play Ninja Gaiden 1. Here you can see the screensaver. You know, the most fitting music to play for a game about ninjas with very brutal violence in it. The Team Rose's theme from Sonic. I was about to say Sonic Adventure 2, but no, we already beat that one. Sonic Heroes.
The following is an announcement by the Federal Law Bureau.
Yeah, for some reason, every version of Ninja Gaiden 1 opens with this copyright disclaimer. And then it opens with the minute-long intro, like 30 to 45 second long intro of just the Team Ninja logo. Team Ninja really likes their long intros for some reason. So, Furret, I don't know how much you know about Ninja Gaiden.
Not much. Other than that he once fought Batman and Superman and Spider-Man.
I don't think you're thinking of the right guy.
Or was that Strider?
That was... I don't know if that was either of them. But Ninja Gaiden, this Ninja Gaiden series, not the NES game series or the arcade game, is a spin-off / prequel to the Dead or Alive series. So,
no.
So throughout this series, well, Ryu was a character in Dead or Alive. like a legacy character from the NES Ninja Gaiden games. Then in the 2000s, they made this as a giving him his own solo series again and incorporating some characters and elements from Dead or Alive into it. Like a sort of sidekick that he has in certain parts that recurs throughout it is Ayane from Dead or Alive.
Huh.
And the costume that he wears in this game would go on to be his default outfit in the Dead or Alive series. This is also where the character of... This game in particular is where the character of Rachel from Dead or Alive debuts.
Also, fun fact, I know very little about Dead or Alive, other than that they made a really god-awful movie of it, and that there's a lot of volleyball games made of it.
Yes, I've been trying to expand my horizons when it comes to Dead or Alive knowledge, because my knowledge of it is, like, mostly related to the fan service, which, to my understanding, the people at Koei Tecmo are trying to dissociate unlink the franchise from solely being associated with sexy girls bouncing all over the place.
Uh-huh. Too late, motherfuckers.
And to my understanding, the co-creator of Dead or Alive is pissed at the fact that the volleyball games exist, because now everyone expects every Dead or Alive game to have revolutionary boob physics in it. And, like, everyone only thinks of Dead or Alive for the sexy female characters instead of for the gameplay.
I just remember for some strange reason my dad dragged me to see the Dead or Alive movie, and neither of us were impressed.
They didn't even call it Dead or Alive. They called it DOA Dead or Alive to make it even less accurate to its source material, I guess. Like, to my understanding, again, a lot of this is, like, just me browsing, like, wiki articles about it. Dead or Alive was created by, like, some people that worked on Virtua Fighter and Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
As, like, Tecmo's answer to Virtua Fighter and Tekken. Which is why, like, the main villains of Dead or Alive are, just like in Tekken, an evil tech corporation. You okay there?
Oh, I'm fine. I was just texting for a second. I was going to say that I also remember that for whatever strange reason, the director of the DOA movie had a serious fetish for Jamie Presley's feet.
I know it wasn't Tarantino, but the joke is obvious.
Right. Before, like almost every shot of her fighting, she was barefoot for no fucking reason. And like when they very first introduce her character, it's a close-up of her doing push-ups, or whatever the leg version of push-ups is, where you hang from the bar.
Pull-ups.
Pull-ups, yeah.
Yeah, pull-ups. But like she's hanging by her feet, and it's like a very close-up shot of them. And I'm just like, okay, this is how we're starting our movie off. That's nice.
What, she thinks she's a bat or something?
It was a very bizarre fucking movie. Bear in mind, Jamie Presley is not a very attractive woman.
That's mean.
Oh, that's irritating.
I mean, she's. It's hard to describe. She's a good-looking person, but not like what you would think like Hollywood star gorgeous.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her
So
name?
she looks like a normal person and not,
Yeah.
Hollywood's ideal of attractive.
Yeah, Jamie Presley. She's mostly known for playing Earl's ex-wife in My Name is Earl.
Oh, that person. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen her before, but I can't place her face.
If you've seen My Name Is Earl, then you would know.
I have not. That's the thing. I've never seen that.
She's probably been in other stuff too.
Yeah.
I would doubt.
So
I would be very disappointed if her only filmography credits were My Name Is Earl and the Dead or Alive movie.
Well, I'll say the Dead or Alive movie almost ruined acting for her.
I'm not surprised. Oh, I
You got
died.
eaten by a bug.
Yeah.
So she was in. Let's see. She was in a Haunted House 1 and 2, which okay, I forgot about those movies. Haven't seen them in a while.
I think most people did. They were just like the Wayans brothers answered to the Scary Movie series after they had left the Scary Movie series.
She's in Joe Dirt too.
Well, I never actually cared for Joe Dirt. I've only watched that movie like once and never the whole thing. She was apparently in Charmed, but who the hell was she in Charmed? Yeah.
Today on the rabbit hole, it's Joker's turn.
Anyway, we already read a diary entry from someone who was very unhealthily attracted to Rachel, given that his dying wish was to see her radiant beauty once again. And honestly, same. January 28th. I have not seen the young one, Sabu, for several days now. It worries me, seeing as he is so inexperienced. February 5th. I've heard nothing from Suke yet. Suke was the one who died writing about how much he wanted to see Rachel as he was dying. Like, he wrote that journal entry, and it apparently took him like 3 days to die after he had been wounded. Because, he writes that he's been mortally wounded, and then 3 days later is the next entry where he writes that he wishes he could see her again.
Wait, is she the same chick from My Name Is Earl?
I don't think so.
Yes, she is. Okay, Joy Turner. I just wasn't finding it.
Okay. I have heard nothing from Suke yet. I do not believe that ninja as powerful as he could have been defeated. However, the unstable look on his face the last time we met was very much unlike his usual manner. February 8th. I was able to track down Doku, Lord of the Greater Fiends, but I was unable to even lay a finger on him. Burned by an evil blue fire, I accepted my fate. But why was it blue fire? His fire's purple. The blade gripped in the hands of that devil was none other than the Dark Dragon Blade, the artifact that, for 450 years, our Black Spider clan has been searching for. My brothers, hurry! You must not allow the young Hayabusa to possess that awful power.
What am I fighting for?
Okay, so, Ferd's really behind on the very minimal story that Ninja Gaiden has. Basically, Ryu's clan has guarded the Dark Dragon Blade for centuries, and it was stolen by Doku, Lord of the Greater Fiends, and taken to this empire, the capital city of this empire that the game mostly takes place in, for the Emperor.
Bastard!
And it's a cursed sword that grows more powerful the more people it kills.
Sounds like my kind of blade.
Dude just kicked you in the nuts into a wall.
Yes. This game's very punishing.
Oh my.
And every time you die, you have to restart from the last point you saved at. And there are no, it's at dedicated save points. It's not like, oh, you've completed the level. Would you like to save? So if you die, if you complete a level and then die without saving at the beginning of the next level, you're sent back to the previous level.
As was the fad with old Xbox games.
Even though this game came out at the end of the Xbox's life cycle. It has a preview on the disc for Dead or Alive 4, which was a 360 launch title.
Arrow's Daddy!
Yeah, we already read that. I keep dying and getting sent back to the save point that's right next to him. Because the Aquaduct is, which this level is, not one of my favorite levels in the game. It goes on for a little bit longer than it needs to. Nowhere near as bad as, like, Water Temple in Zelda. Because it doesn't involve, like... It doesn't involve, like, despite it being called the Aquaduct, it doesn't involve any actual, like, water stuff, mostly.
I was literally about to say, I know the feeling. We beat a certain temple in Wind Waker today. It only took 2 fucking hours.
It's just mostly like, it goes on for a little bit too long, and, it has too many mini-bosses. In a game that's designed to be as hard and punishing as possible. You wanna, like, this game prides itself on being hard. I went into detail, last time I streamed this, about how the game goes out of its way to ruthlessly mock you for playing on easy mode.
You're getting eaten by bugs again.
Yeah. And these bugs, deal very high damage very quickly.
Game over. You lose.
I was going to say, I love Wind Waker. It's one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. I love the character of Makar. He is so fucking adorable. He controls like ass.
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's Makar? I really should have named the episode that today, but I didn't think about it.
Oh well, you can name the VOD of that on... You can name the VOD that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because, titles like that, help drive up, you know, engaging titles like that help drive up, your spot in the algorithm.
For those at home, the temple in question was the Wind Temple. It is the most annoying fucking temple in Wind Waker. Because the entire, like, almost the entirety of the map centralizes around this fucking wind tunnel in the middle of the temple, and having to navigate to rooms using that. And unfortunately, both Makar and Link suck ass when they are flying via wind. Even with the improvements to the HD version.
See, part of the reason I wanted to do this tonight with Furred present is because, you know, Team Ninja game, debut of Rachel. I thought, like, oh, we're going to get his reaction to the, like, ridiculously designed and way too sexy for her profession, Rachel. But then I remembered, oh yeah, she got kidnapped by Doku at the end of the last part, so we're not going to see her for a while.
I mean, that's fine. I also have a history with girls named Rachel, so...
Yeah. You and me both, dude. You recall.
My first girlfriend's name was Rachel. There was she turned out to be a psychopath that both me and JKR know.
Yep.
And my most recent relationship actually was with a girl named Rachel, who turned out to be a stoner chick who was just looking for people to get high with.
Oh. And, she has a strangely hot monster girl sister named Alma, who's not going to be as strangely hot the next time we see her. Because that's when she goes through her ascension ritual and goes into her full fiend form.
She's only a monster girl.
Basically, like, she's oddly sexy in her base form, but once she fully transforms, she loses the lower half of her body and grows a centipede body.
Hot.
And she's also,
next question.
both times you fight her, she's one of the hardest fights in the game.
Smash. Next question.
But for it, I thought you hated bugs.
I do. That was part of the joke. Thank you.
Hey, you and I know that, but they don't know that.
Alright, so we completed that room. Next time we go back down there, will be when we've spawned another chest to show up down there. And then I think we'll have to fight more bugs. There's a lot of bugs in this area.
What?
Speaking of bugs, our mutual friend, who we will call Kat, is thinking about cosplaying Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, nice.
Guardians of the Galaxy, huh?
Yeah,
I've never heard-
because we're going into the we're going to do that photo op with Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn.
Nice.
So she's looking into doing Mantis for it.
Nice. I really hope to be able to make it down there for OKC's GalaxyCon, but we'll have to see. If I can, great. I just won't be able to get like a lot of autographs, but that's fine. If I can at least come down and enjoy the con with you, and have some money on hand to get a few autographs and a few souvenirs,
Right.
then that's enough. The fact that I because here's the thing, I still want to be able to go in on that photo op with Roger Craig Smith.
Right.
That's
I was
like the
gonna
main thing.
I was
Sorry,
going to say the good news is if you can't come down here, we could just say say that you are still in the photo with us. You're just cosplaying as Drax.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Because he's invisible.
Yes, I get the joke, Bert. Thank you very much. Oh god, I can't even be mad. That was actually funny.
You're welcome. But yeah, man, I hope you can make it down here too. But if you can't, you can't. But
Hell, you could say we're both
incidentally, I
cosplaying
will
Drax.
need to know by April if you.
I should be able to let you know by April. Because like I said, I'll have like a few things. Like so far, my shameless plug. If you want to commission me for a few voice lines online, check out my Fiverr page at fiverr.com/JKR Productions.
I should know. I commissioned him for a spot in, for some narration in a bit for my upcoming Doom 2 review.
That reminds me, I need to actually record my senator lines for your Origins thing.
Yeah, whatever you can, it's fine. But I'm at this point in time, I'm mainly concerned on trying to find somebody to voice voice the Senate guards and Auto Trooper number 2. Yeah, I'm trying to see if Timo would be willing to voice Auto Trooper number 2 because I think she's got the right voice for what I'm looking for Auto Trooper number 2. I just made the mistake of saying it's like, oh, I kind of need to be like a deep voice, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna. And then I thought about it after falling asleep for a few hours. I thought about it. It's like, I don't really need it to be deep. It could just sound like her natural speaking voice. No one's the wiser.
Natural speaking voice is already a bit on the lower end.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So I was like, I said to her, it's like, look, your natural speaking voice might be fine.
Meanwhile, for the senator, I was thinking more something like this. Is what you're
Sounds good to
looking
me.
for?
Like I said, sounds good to me.
Bored, but also quite interesting.
I'd have to see the characters in the context that they appear in before I think about auditioning, so I can come up with a voice that fits their appearance.
Aren't you already in it?
Yes, but
Yeah,
if I want to audition to help get shit rolling. Unintended.
Yeah, like I've got you cast as Sentinel Prime, which is basically just your natural voice, except with a little more, more edge to it.
I forgot that I was playing Sentinel Prime, to be honest.
That's fine. He's not exactly.
I forgot I was playing this. I forgot you casted me as Prowl and the Senator until you brought it back up the other day. I was like, oh.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
we got
here's the
our
thing for it.
next reward from Muramasa because we've given him 25 golden scarabs. We got
Oh,
the Armlet of Celerity.
Exchange.
You're not far off from how he actually sounds.
Remember me, the old pervert from Travis Strikes Again?
Except this guy's not an old pervert, he's just old. He's over 100 years old. And in Ninja Gaiden 2, oh, the inflation in this city! At this rate, I will lose even more customers. But for me, I guess this is just about right. No need to be too busy at my age. That's what I always say. Anyways, in Ninja Gaiden 2, he's voiced by Paul Eiding.
Nice.
Good old Paul Eiding. As in, I didn't know who that is.
Perceptor.
From Generation
And
1.
Grandpa Max from Ben 10. And, Colonel Campbell from Metal Gear Solid.
I know some of these words.
Do you not know who Perceptor from Transformers G1 is?
So, is it time to break Arikado's mind, JKR?
Have you not seen the 86 movie where Perceptor, I think, makes one of his, like, first appearances?
I think it's time to break JKR's mind. Or, sorry, break Arikado's mind. I am not actually a huge Transformers person, my guy.
You know, that actually surprises me.
Beast Wars was like my #1 show. Like, Beast Wars, absolutely. I could tell you everything there is to know about Beast Wars. I love Beast Wars. It's fucking amazing. Armada, thanks to you, actually. I love Armada. I have Armada on Blu-ray, or on, not Blu-ray, DVD. As far as Gen 1 Transformers, the most I could tell you is like the OG groups.
Like, as far as G1 goes, most of my familiarity with it comes from, like, stuff I've read and or heard from, Chris McFeely's The Basics series. And, you know, anything Soundwave, because he's my boy. But the most I've seen of it is the 86 movie, because that's, like, required viewing.
Yep.
What's really gonna fuck with your head is Starscream's not even my favorite character.
Shockwave?
Shockwave.
Yeah, I know it.
I just collect Starscream stuff because I love jets. Like, I love Starscream, don't get me wrong.
But he's not your,
yeah, he's not my
your favorite.
From Gen 1, yeah.
My mom's favorite Transformer, for the record, is Bumblebee. Mostly because of the movie Bumblebee. And because he turns into a Volkswagen Beetle, which is her favorite kind of car.
Oh, of course.
I also got her a G1 Bumblebee, and that was too difficult for her to figure out how to transform.
Go figure.
Well, this would be the second time today I've watched a boss fight involving a giant worm.
This isn't even the main boss fight of the stage. This is just a mini-boss.
Let's see, what else?
And in a later part, we have to fight 2 of them at once.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I said I mostly collect Starscream because, one, you know, Beast Wars. Oddly enough, here's the
he has a good season 1 episode.
Yeah, I said Beast Wars was like my first time really, like, seeing Starscream.
Beast Wars was my first Transformers series, so same.
Yeah. But that said, I mean, I used to watch the old Transformers series because it was out when I was a kid, like little kid. But I was also little kid, so I like barely understood what the fuck was going on.
You at least understood the main concept of the series, which, to paraphrase, to quote a parody of shows like Transformers and G.I. Joe, buy all our playsets and toys.
Pretty much, actually.
Yep.
From Cheat Commandos, one of the best things to come out of Homestar Runner.
Nice. Oddly enough, I was more of a G.I. Joe kid. Like, I had more G.I. Joes than I did Transformers growing up.
I kind of wish that I hadn't spent that Jewel of the Demon Seal on my Art of Inferno, because now I've got the Art of Inazuma, and Inazuma's my go-to for the rest of the game. Fuck.
Aww.
I keep noticing, like, I screw myself over a lot of times in these Ninja Gaiden streams. Because I'm just kind of going with the flow instead of actually paying attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, what's the matter with you?
Starscream.
What's the matter with you, Ari?
The Starscream collection is because I mainly like jets. I just think his form looks cool.
I just think it's neat.
Exactly.
I honestly didn't realize that because I, for the longest time, thought you were a Starscream fan because every time on Facebook or in Discord or wherever I post something to do with Starscream being the idiot that he is, you always had to, in the past, you always commented saying, like, I beg your fucking pardon. And, acting like, I was, like, almost as if, like, I had, kicked a dog or something like that. I'm like, the fuck is with you?
Mostly it was to fuck with you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you and I
Yeah,
had
it's
this
Kier
discussion
that
when you were
it's
down here
Kier
last
that's
year.
the Starscream fan.
No, I know Kier's a Starscream fan. It was just funny because the fact is, like, Kier will attest to this. He actually gets in, he sees it too, and he's like, he does the exact same thing. He's like, those fighting words, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to get
Bear in
reminded.
mind, I'm not denying that I'm a Starscream fan.
It's just Starscream's just not his favorite.
Yes, I see that.
They just don't make a whole lot of Shockwave shit, and also I don't want to start another collection.
They don't make a lot of Shockwave shit because it took them the longest time to figure out how to make a character that turns into a gun and has a gun for an arm, and therefore that needs to be part of his alt mode in while following modern day toy gun laws. And it turns out the solution to that was still have him turn into the gun, but just have it be upside down and call it like either a ship or a submarine.
Pretty much.
That's literally what they do. It's the same alt mode, they just have it pictured upside down, so it looks like the grip is like a control tower.
They did the same thing with Six Shot too, where it was like,
Yeah, Six Shot turns into a gun for one of his modes, and they just said, oh, it's not a gun. Look, it's a submarine. Just don't flip it upside down, please.
I cast gun! Are you prepared to meet God?
It's like how,
prepare to be God.
it's like, how it took them the longest time to figure out how to, like, work around non-trademarkable names for Transformers characters, and it turns out the solution all along was just to put Autobot or Decepticon at the beginning of the toy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't call him, if they were to do a more modern Octane, which they haven't done Octane in a while, they could just probably get away by saying Decepticon Octane.
Yeah, they could. Or they could just go ahead and call him Octone again. Because why the fuck not?
I mean, Octone is still a real word. It's better than when they just changed the spelling of Grapple's name to Grapple. For one figure and then never again. It was just a regular Grapple, but they called it Solar Storm Grapple.
Oh god, that's funny. Yeah, it's like, oh hey, it's Grapple. Oh no, I'm not. You say Grapple. I am Grappel, his French cousin.
Meanwhile, he's wearing. It's just Grapple wearing like a cardboard mustache that he got from a Screamin' Sicilian pizza box. If you don't know the Screamin' Sicilian brand, the back of their boxes have a punch-out cardboard mustache that you're supposed to wear and take a photo of yourself wearing.
I've seen the brand. Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What are we gonna buy here? Probably some more elixirs. Elixir, I hardly know her.
Oh. Still need to.
Right, so
I still need. Yeah, go ahead. You first.
I was just knowing to myself, that's where the blue water reservoir is.
Oh.
Because we have to drain the water from both of the reservoirs to progress forward.
Wait, but I thought water was already blue.
No, there's the red water reservoir and there's the blue water reservoir. It's not denoting the color of the water. It's denoting the color of the podium.
Also, water is clear.
Yeah, he is correct.
The only reason the ocean is blue is because you're seeing the sunlight reflecting off of it.
Also,
some
blue
bullshit.
means there's sharks in it.
Oh, fancy pants Rich McGee over here. Fuck you.
No thanks, you're not my type.
Neither. You're not mine either.
Then why did you ask him to fuck you? Pegatron strikes again.
You stay out of this.
You stay out of this. We don't want to make it a three-way.
Fine. I'll go sit in my Pokeball. I swear to God, I'm gonna Hatsune Miku you both so hard in Fortnite. Somehow that makes it worse.
Yep. Part of the reason I keep getting screwed over here is because I entered the stage with low health, because the stage before it has some bullshit boss fights. And, like, you don't replenish health in between levels. So expect a lot of deaths this playthrough is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Also, it's Ninja Gaiden Black. A lot of deaths are expected by default.
Jesus Christ, the timing on that. I thought that was the door opening, and I was gonna say, that is the dumbest fucking door sound I've ever heard. And why that one door specifically? Kill the leeches, kill the leeches.
They're not leeches, they're more like sea lice.
Kill the lices, kill the lices.
Why would you want to kill the license?
I don't know. Why did Warner Brothers kill all of its game licenses? Hi-yo! No, seriously, apparently they've announced that, not only did they shut down the Suicide Squad game, but they're also shutting down Multiverses.
Well, Multiverses doesn't surprise me. And I already knew about Suicide Squad. We talked about it on stream before. You weren't here for it, but it was a point of discussion. How, like, they just rushed out an ending that didn't even have proper animation. It was just, like, comic book style storyboards with Harley Quinn narrating the ending.
To be fair, Tara Strong could narrate my funeral and I'd be happy.
Just as long as it's not her Harley Quinn. I don't like her Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I liked it in Arkham City. It just progressively got worse.
Yeah.
It became an issue of, like, I've talked about this before. I don't think it's that she's, like, bad at sounding like Arlene Sorkin. I think it's an issue that, like, for example, Dana Carvey brought up, he had this issue when he used to play George H.W. Bush on SNL. Gradually, his George Bush voice became an impression of his impression rather than actually sounding like the real person. And I think that's kind of what's happened with her Harley Quinn, is that's kind of become an impression of her impression rather than an impression of Arlene Sorkin.
Far enough.
Also, you know, voicing the character for over a decade, so her voice is naturally going to change as she gets older. Like, there's factors that are out of her control. I don't think it's anything like, oh, she doesn't deserve the role or anything. Just like, not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think there are better picks for like a go-to Harley Quinn voice out there now, but
Yeah,
she's
like,
not
that-
like offensively terrible.
My favorite Harley Quinn that unfortunately was a one and done. I need to look up her name real quick.
Was it the one from the Harley Quinn movie? Batman and Harley Quinn? Yes, that one. I don't know why she was a one and done.
She plays Burnett. Oh, Melissa Roach.
Yeah. I don't know why she was a one and done. She's a better Big Bang Theory cast member to play Harley Quinn than the one from the Harley Quinn series.
Which is weird because I still love how Kelly Kaku's doing it.
Kelly Cuoco's doing a good job. It's just like, if you want to go with that overly narrow superlative of Big Bang Theory cast alum to play Harley Quinn, there's still a better one.
What's funny is, if she wanted to, she'd actually be a good fit for Harley Quinn in live action, too.
Yep.
She just naturally has that voice. That's her natural voice.
Yep.
That's
Nothing wrong with Margot Robbie at all. She's doing phenomenal.
Except for in the first Suicide Squad movie, where she hadn't nailed the voice yet, apparently. And, you know, the movie itself was terrible.
Yeah. Looking back, I will admit the first Suicide Squad was garbage. Was like a hot fucking garbage.
That wasn't even a hot take at the time.
I actually, like, I knew going into that movie it was trash. It was not a good film, but do I want to watch it again? Yes, but not for the reasons why some people might think. Because, no, I do not think it's good. There's reasons why I want to watch it again. Excuse me.
Is one of them the stellar and totally worth all the on-set abuse performance by Jared Leto as the Joker?
No, none of that. Shame on you.
You know, the one where they hyped up him as the Joker so fucking much and said, like, we shot enough footage to make a whole Joker movie. It's like, why didn't you make that instead?
Right?
Yeah. But in all honesty, I think for me it's more so I just want to see Enchantress again. That's really it.
Yeah, she was pretty cute. However, can we take a moment to appreciate Adam Beach's Slipknot? Truly an explosive performance. No, I will not apologize.
I don't even remember who the hell Slipknot was.
He was the one
Well,
that
let's just say that
exploded.
He was such a great character. It truly blew my mind.
Whatever.
The puns will get to you eventually, and you'll realize which character he was.
I already know who you're talking about. It just occurred to me. It's like Rand, you said, like, Ari is the one who cleared it up. He's like the one who blows up. I was like, oh yeah, him.
Yes, that
I
was
didn't
the
realize
point
that.
of the joke.
He was a truly
Yes,
mind-blowing performance.
Yes, but the thing is, I haven't watched that movie in however long it's been since the movie came out.
The movie came out, good for it. I support its decision.
Not what I fucking meant, you know it.
Yes, and I totally stole that gag from Scott McNeil saying that about when someone at a panel asked him if he heard that Masterpiece Dinobot was coming out. He's like, "Oh, Dinobot's coming out? I'm so happy for him."
Come on, we all know him and Rat Trap were secretly a thing.
Yeah,
The
they were
angry couple
totally
sex
like
between
an
the two
anime
of them.
tsundere couple.
Here's the thing, they were so good at it. Like here's the thing, it was such a well kept secret. They didn't even know it was as a thing.
It's almost like Scott McNeil and Scott McNeil have natural chemistry.
Yeah, so weird. That's all.
One of my favorite fucking knowledges of all, like, animation, it comes from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. the fact that they were all asked, if your characters were to end up with somebody, who would you want them to end up with? And Ashley Ball responded with, I want Applejack and Rainbow Dash to end up together just so I can have love scenes with myself. And sure enough, in the series finale, they come out as a couple.
Oh, jeez.
We don't get much interaction between the two of them other than them arguing over whose turn it is to do the dishes, but still.
One of my favorite random bits of animation knowledge. One of my favorite random bits of animation knowledge is that the people over at Mainframe Entertainment, now known as Rainmaker, when they were creating the models for Beast Wars, they made a joke model of Dinobot just to share among themselves, where the bony codpiece that he has is extended outward, so it looks like a literal boner. And he's laying down sideways in a suggestive position. And they called it Dirk Dinobot.
Oh, jeez.
God.
I found that out because it's on the TF Wiki. They have the picture.
Oh, no.
I'm good not seeing that.
Speaking of...
I also know that because I have a friend that has a crush on Dinobot. Same friend that also has a crush on the Predator.
To be fair, I had one on Air Razor.
Yeah. For me, it was Black Arachnia. I mean, how could you not?
I mean,
older me, yeah. Hell of a yeah.
Reportedly, I don't think it's ever been confirmed, but reportedly, her design was based off of an exotic dancer that they had seen.
I would not be surprised if that was the case.
So as an adult, hell yeah, Black Arachnia. But when I was a kid, Air Razor was fucking hot for a robot.
For how little she appeared, she deserved better.
Agreed.
But hey, she got to be one in body, mind, and soul with her with the love of her life. Not many people get to say that.
Nope.
And
let's take a moment to appreciate Tigerhawk. Truly the most important character in all of Beast Wars, said no one fucking ever.
I mean, technically, he played an important role in the final battle.
If by
that's
that
mostly
he showed up to try and blow something up and failed horribly, then yes.
Yes, and the reason for that is because they didn't know whether the Tigerhawk toy was going to get released or not, so they didn't know what to do with him in the show.
Because that's the thing, it's like Hasbro was constantly telling them what they could and could not do. So,
yep.
They also had to keep the cast to as minimum as possible because it was expensive to make a show with that many models in 1996 to 1998.
Yeah. Yep. One of the only reasons that Tigertron exists is because originally the character was supposed to be Wolfang, but they didn't want to shell out the money to make another model, so they just copied Cheetor's
and gave it a mane.
Yep.
But just out of curiosity, Ari, how did you what all like? I guess what I'm trying to say is like how well did you like the takes I sent you for that audio thing?
I liked all three of them, and it's gonna be hard to pick one.
Nice.
Which that both pisses me off and makes me happy, because I fucking love wolves and would have loved a wolf character in that show.
I mean, we kind of got one with Silverbolt.
Yeah. True, yeah. And I do have Silverbolt on my desk right now, actually.
We got half a wolf character.
Yeah, but I said I fucking love Tigertron, so I can't hate them. Because white tigers are actually one of my favorite animals because of Tigertron.
Yeah. Well, I should probably tell you for it. They do have a Tigerhawk figure now on the mass market for the updated.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I've seen him at Walmart every blue moon, or every once in a blue moon. I just don't really care to get him.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought about getting into youth. Yeah.
My thing is, I want them to re-release some transmetals. Like, I want them to start doing.
They can't because they
characters.
don't have the unaltered molds to them anymore. They altered them beyond the ability to fix them for the Armada line.
Fair. But I mean, they could just make new molds like they did, like most of the characters.
That's what everyone wants them to do, but Hasbro's answer to that is always, well, we don't know what to do with the, like, metallic plastic parts of them because we can't use, like, that vacuum metal technique anymore because it's too expensive. And everyone's like, does paint not exist?
Right?
But
Hasbro's
paint's
making a lot of
expensive,
decisions lately.
But paint's expensive, yeah. But, like, you've done it already!
Because I have all of
so-
the Season 1 characters.
The Transmetals especially need new updates because a lot of those figures suffered from gold plastic syndrome and are literally crumbling to
Yes.
bits.
Yep.
Especially my
because I
boy
had Megatron.
especially my boy Transmetal 1 Megatron, which was my first Transformer and I no longer have, and even if I did, it would have crumbled to pieces already.
Yep.
I still have
did.
mine on the shelf, and yeah, I've still got mine.
It's
on
one
the
of those
shelf, but I
things
do
where,
not
like,
touch
even
that
if you
thing.
have one even if you have one that's not broken yet, you don't dare mess with it.
Exactly.
It sucks because that's
Speaking
like
of-
the one Beast Wars Megatron that actually has hands.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I need to, like, fix my, the re-release they did of Tigatron a few years ago. I need to fix him because he's suffering from that shit that happens to white painted plastic.
Oh yeah,
Second chair.
yeah, it's a
yellowing.
problem with it's a problem that started with the Kingdom toy line, I think. Well, actually, like late Earthrise through Kingdom is where it started popping up, and it's not specifically due to it being white plastic. It's because of the specific cheap plastic that they used.
Yeah.
Like, it affects
But, like,
stuff
he-
that's not white plastic as well. Like, my Netflix Soundwave has got a gold hue to it on some of its unpainted plastic parts because of the kind of cheap plastic that they used.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, compared to, like, all the others on my bookshelf in my living room, he looks like absolute ass.
What's the name of the white white one of the Countashes?
Red
Because
alert.
I know the yellow. Sorry, what?
Red alert.
No, I didn't mean the Countash. I meant the
wanna go into Red
Supercharger.
Alert. Every time we go into Red Alert, I get scared by the noises.
I meant the Superchargers.
Oh. Oh, Battle Chargers, the white one.
No. No.
Oh.
The not the Battle Chargers. I'm talking about, like, it's one of the Autobots. I'm talking about the car mold type. Was a
Oh.
supercharger. Was a Lamborghini supercharger. Like, you know, the ones with the, like, air intakes on their shoulders. Like, there's a yellow one.
Oh.
There's a white one.
There's there's Sunstreaker, Sideswipe, and Red Alert.
Okay. So, no, there's one that's, like, all white.
Oh, that one. I think I know what you're talking about. A Clampdown. I think that's what they called a Clampdown.
I bring that up because since the issue of, like, the photo degradation, which is what the fandom has called the yellowing problem, I saw a post from this account that I used to follow on Twitter. I say used to follow because I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Good.
Called Ass Moments in Transformers History. And they posted a picture of that all-white one and said that due to, like, in the event that you're not able to get a hold of Sunstreaker, they made one that will eventually turn into a Sunstreaker.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You said the same thing about Shatterglass Starscream. It's like, eventually I'll get a free Sunstorm out of it.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed that you have Ghost Starscream and I don't.
Well.
You're
Just
putting
lose.
that in your will for me, just so you know.
Oh, I am not putting anything in my will for you like that. No.
Really?
No.
Then I'll just remove all of my Transformers from the will, from my will for you if you're going to be like that.
Is it going to be one of those silly willy video wills from Futurama?
Damn right.
That was another silly willy video will. That's one of my favorite things that I think it only popped up twice in Futurama.
I want to say,
But
it was
like
only
the idea
one
that the
time for movie.
video will, that's always like a very heartwarming last message from a dearly from like a deceased beloved character, always ends with, that was another silly willy video will.
Yep.
Okay, fine. You know what? Too nerdy for it. I bequeath a boot to the head.
Can I at least keep the boot afterwards?
No, you have to pay that back.
How do you pay back a
Will
boot?
sucks. This will sucks.
How?
Gotta pay it back with interest. It's gotta pay it at interest.
I leave to you my timeshare.
Thanks, I hate it.
Now, I didn't say where the timeshare is. That's the fun part.
I bequeath all of my debts. May you
Yeah,
pay
right.
them off in your time. Motherfucker.
If I ever get to make a video, well, I'm totally going to rip a bit from in a different context from Metalocalypse, one of my favorite gags, where it's like, it'll be like, and to you I leave the blackest, most brutal of all gifts to the most brutal person I know. Nothing. It's got to be someone who plays bass, though, because it's the blackest gift for the most brutal of all bass players. Nothing. They even had a box that automatically opens itself to show that there's nothing in it.
Nice.
And it was like all wrapped up and everything. And it was at his birthday party, too. And then it turns out that they actually did get him a gift. It was John F. Kennedy's car that he was assassinated in, so he can use it in a destruction derby.
Oh boy.
Metalocalypse's early seasons are fucked up. Not that later seasons are less fucked up, but especially season 1.
I do apologize. I was looking at something, and I missed what the joke was.
Oh,
We're not gonna repeat it.
That's fair.
that's what the VOD is for. Specifically to look at the jokes you missed and nothing else.
But in all seriousness, though, for what were you looking at?
Just a news article. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have the blue tablet. I have the water statue, which I have to put with the earth statue to open the door. I forgot, the aqueduct is convoluted like that. It seems like it's a rule that all water-themed temples in action-adventure games have to be convoluted.
Oh, I remember what I was doing. I needed to pay a bill. I forgot I had a bill due today, so I need to pay it.
Which
like,
Bill?
right now.
Bill Dotrieve? Bill Gates?
The answer to that is my middle finger extending ever slightly. Bender, do you realize you just said what you wanted to do out loud instead of actually doing it? I have no idea what you're talking about, Fry raises middle finger.
I rediscovered through an unrelated video, but that used a clip from Futurama. Rediscovered one of my favorite bits from Futurama that you can just use as a reaction bit. I love stealing. I love taking things.
Right. To be fair, you could use just about any clip from Futurama ever as a meme for something.
Chuck in
as
chat.
a reaction meme for something.
Hey, Chuck.
Greetings, Chuck.
Did you know that Aquaduct is spelled wrong in this whole game?
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's spelled Aquaduct. As, like, it has a C before the Q, and it's an E instead of an A before the D.
Honestly,
or it's something like that. I know it has an E, and there's a C in there somewhere, but it's like, basically they spelled Aquaduct wrong for a pun. Because it's the water level. Before we get into a later part of the game, that's all water.
Hey, Furret, how well can you swim?
I mean, Furrets can learn surf.
I was gonna say, Furrets can learn surf. Plus, I'm apparently naturally buoyant.
What are you, a weasel now?
Why? Why? And yes, actually, ferrets are weasels.
No, I said
no,
weasel.
Oh, weasel. Anyway, why? Why do you ask?
No reason. No reason. Hey, what's that in the water over there?
You just got cards, a Lexus ES350. Nice. I wish... Well, I know Lexuses are good to begin with. Says the guy that has only ever driven a Jeep and various Toyotas.
I'm not falling for that again, JKR. Last time I fell for that, I almost got eaten by a Sharpedo.
Well, then, you know... Okay.
What the hell a Sharpedo was doing in a public pool, I'll never know.
Its trainer just wanted to take it for a walk, okay?
Well, okay, I promise you, Furret, this pool of water here, this one right here, doesn't have a single Sharpedo in it.
You're right, it's got 2 electrified worms.
Nope, not doing it.
The timing on that.
It's almost like Ninja Gaiden is sentient.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you're officially that guy.
Well, the Lexus is the luxury version of the Toyota. I'll pretend I know what that means. I'm not a car guy. The only cars I know about are the famously bad ones.
It means it's the luxury version of the Toyota. Duh.
Why, Furret, do you drive a Lexus?
Fuck no, I drive a Kia. Fuck your
Can we talk about how for the longest time Kia advertised their cars using, like, hip-hop hamsters for no apparent reason?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I remember that.
It never made sense to use those as the mascots for Kia. And they did it for so long.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I thought Kia was an Oklahoma company, and now I know different.
You thought that Kia only operated in Oklahoma?
I'm not a bright for it, okay?
I've never heard of a car manufacturer, a car manufacturer in America only operating in one state.
I thought it was just a dealership.
No. They had Super Bowl ads.
Well, I don't think Furret watches the Super Bowl.
Neither
What
do
is the
I.
Super Bowl?
I just watch the ads.
What's the Super Bowl? Can I eat it?
Yeah, sure, you can eat it for it.
Easy
Oh, you
to
just ate it?
Yeah, I just ate it. I just ate it hard.
God damn it. Fern and I were sharing the same damn brain cell.
How many times do I have to say, when VTubers are involved, there's only one brain cell present in the room between all people.
And 9 times out of 10, whatever game you're playing has it.
Yep.
And here's the sad fact. Usually 9 times out of 10, I'm the brain cell around here.
That's also the reason why I changed the name of my channel points from Zenny to Brain Cells.
It works.
And because I can guarantee you lose brain cells by watching me.
You gain brain cells and you lose brain cells.
Yes, you have to lose brain cells to interact with me, just like in real life.
I think you might be right.
See, that guy agrees with me, and I wish I knew what movie he was from. I only know him because he's used as a frequent clip in the show Cult Tunes.
I only have one response to that. No brain cells required, just ekum bokum. Ten out of 10 would pet the puppy.
Yeah,
Hey, Fern,
I
watch
would
this.
too.
You know?
Watch this.
I'm watching. Amazing how it went through me and hit him.
It missed me
Also,
completely.
Actually, it kind of made it look like I'm the one that threw it.
You're right, it did.
Or it uses snowball?
Sure, why not?
For it uses seismic toss.
Oh god, that cracks me up.
The idea of a furret using seismic toss.
Fern knows exactly why that cracks me up so much.
I honestly don't.
You don't? I thought you were there for that. Huh.
Oh,
in,
the Thames?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in-game, in our D&D campaign. I swear you were there, but maybe I'm just misremembering. There was a scene where, actually, I think this was like when we were in Afton's Nightmare. We were, Snapdragon decided to grab one of the enemies and, fly him up into the air, do the whole seismic toss thing with him.
Oh, yeah. My only real memory from that particular campaign was Rika discovering she could throw people. And then wanting to throw Victor.
Oh, I mean, that's
Nice, a horse.
It's not a horse, but it is a thing.
yeah, well... I think Victor has that effect on people.
I just like Rika and Victor's whole dynamic. Which one of us was it that started the "I think you should lick it"? Was it Victor?
I think it was, actually. Knowing Levi, that had to have been Victor.
Remember, licking
context,
doorknobs is illegal on other planets.
Yep.
Not here!
For context to everybody, my character in D&D has like a friendly rivalry with one of the other characters, and a constant reoccurring joke between them is every time they're in like a weird situation involving some kind of weird object, they would often say to the other, "I think you should lick it." I think it started with that slime, actually. I think Victor turned to Rika and said, "I think you should lick it."
Oh, jeez.
And Rika was like, "You go lick it."
I remember the first time when Victor joined the campaign was shortly after we severed ties with my old DM. This was actually funny. Victor is just kind of like skulking around in the bushes outside a cabin that Snap and Vayu have.
Fine, I'll hydrate.
Yes. But yeah, Victor is just kind of skulking outside the cabin, in the bushes of all things. And of course, Snap happens to notice him. He notices something outside. He's like, "Oh, he's not like that." But yeah, so I don't know what it was. I think Snap was just like, I think his idea was just to protect Vayu because the two kind of view each other as like brothers. So of course, Snap is like, he tells Vayu not to worry. That's like, look, just get some rest. I'll keep watch outside, and he does so. And of course, Victor, being as bad itself as he is, fucking got noticed by Snap. So of course, Snap grabs him out of the bushes, like by the like the back of his collar, and just lifts him up, and it's like looks him in the eye. It's like snooping as usual. I see. It's just been like an ongoing gag between us now. It's like Snap and Victor are just like always screwing with each other in one way or another. Where it's like Snap and Victor are just now at the point where like they're just gonna one of these days one of them's gonna kill the other. We don't know when it's gonna be and who's gonna do what, but we know one of them's gonna kill the other.
But yes, Chuck, congratulations on the Lexus acquiring.
Rika came into the campaign because a random door appeared in a castle they were at, and Snapdragon went to open it and she fell out screaming.
Yep.
Immediately blamed a raccoon and some guy they don't know named Rex. That's also a recurring joke with her, as she keeps saying "fucking raccoons," and nobody knows the context.
Do you know the context, or is it even unbeknownst to you?
Oh, I know it because Rika actually comes from a campaign that I was in with Wizard and a bunch of our other friends. And I loved playing her so much that when that campaign ended, I didn't want to stop playing her. So I asked Pony if it would be okay to transfer her into their campaign. And he and I came up with this really hilarious idea to fuck with everybody. And it succeeded. JKR was in on it, but the other two in the campaign were not. They had no idea what to expect with Rika. Honestly, I'd love to do a D&D campaign with you sometime, Arikado. I think it would be fun.
I have not played D&D in ages. I'm really out of practice with it. So, like, first of all, I need to refresh myself on the rules, because the last time I played D&D, like, specifically D&D, was when 4th edition was out.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't even played 5e. Every other tabletop campaign I've done since then has either been like, well, actually the only other tabletop campaigns I've done are Pathfinder, a few modified Pathfinder campaigns that were based on Castlevania and used a modified rule set to fit with Castlevania's gameplay mechanics, and one of the old Star Wars tabletop.
That Castlevania one, is that the
That's the one that Nico ran, yes.
Yeah.
He says he wants to do it again sometime. He just needs to, you know, well, first he needs to finish his recovery, and then also he needs to, well, one thing is he needs to get someone to voice Dracula, because to my knowledge, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I don't think he and the guy that used to play Dracula in those campaigns, I don't think they talk anymore, and in my opinion, that's for the best, because that guy was a total nut job, and I did not like him.
Oh, boy.
Which is kind of a shame, because he, like, as much as I didn't like him, he led to one of the best stories that I had from any tabletop campaign, which was from the last time we ever did a session of a Castlevania campaign in Pathfinder. He was playing a Dhampir, and as part of the Dhampir's racial traits in Pathfinder, he's able to speak with bats. I was also playing a Dhampir because Nico wanted me to join so he would have an Alucard, and I love playing Alucard. He's my favorite Castlevania character. So I jumped at the chance. Our first battle was against one of the Phantom Bats. You know, your standard first boss of most Castlevania games.
Yeah.
It's usually either that or Medusa. And, like, we got to where the bat was critically injured and couldn't fly anymore. We were about to finish it off. And then the guy who was playing the other Dhampir.
It just seems like an unfair attack.
Well, it's a giant bat that was going to try and kill us.
I was talking about the...
Oh, the grab? You can dodge roll out of it. I'm just very bad at it. But, like, once it grabs you, yeah, it just thrashes you around for, like, half of your health bar. And it's ridiculous. But welcome to Ninja Gaiden Black, where if you get hit, you are not going to last long. Also, like I just showed, you can't just go into the water because it's electrified. As long as the electric worms are in the water.
Shocking.
Makes sense.
And I know I get comments in the chat every now and then of why aren't you using Ninpo? Because Ninpo, like, demolishes most enemies. Here's what happens when you try to use Ninpo against the worms. Unless, like, that was a rare instance of it hitting. Most of the time, they just retreat back into their respective caves.
Fair.
Like I said, Ninja Gaiden Black, they took all the strategies that people would use to, like, cheese the harder encounters or even basic encounters, and made it so it specifically punishes you for trying to cheese the game now.
Got one!
Yep, that's one down. Ah, damn, I was hoping it would charge at me so I could take it out with an ultimate.
You can do it! We believe in you!
But anyway, back to the Castlevania story was, like, the bat was critically injured. I was about to try and do a finishing blow on it. The other Dhampir in our group is like, wait a minute, I want to try to talk to it. And he he tries to convince the bat to just leave us alone, even though it had been directed by Dracula to specifically seek us out. He rolls a nat 20 on that and wins.
Nice.
So we won the boss fight by talking our way out of it. I just like to imagine that because the bat's wings had been crippled, it didn't fly out of there. It just had to awkwardly lumber out of the cave. Alright, what's this guy got? Incendiary Shuriken, stuff that I almost never use except for blowing up walls. Which I don't even have to use that for blowing up walls anymore because I've got explosive arrows.
Nice.
Like, I almost never use any of the projectile weapons except for the bow. In this game. Because I just can't find a good use case for most of them. Maybe on higher difficulties they come more into play. Like, I can't remember even once on any playthrough using, the smoke bombs. Even though this game showers you with smoke bombs. Because, like, this isn't a game where stealth is ever a mechanic. Even though, funnily enough, you're playing a ninja and stealth is never required or even requested of you.
Weird. You would think the ninja would be the ninja, but he is not ninja.
But you know what they say. I am ninja. He is ninja.
You are ninja.
She is ninja
She is
too.
ninja
I am
too.
ninja. We are ninja.
Ninja.
And I believe that you are ninja too.
You are ninja too.
Yeah, I was a big Ask a Ninja fan back in the day.
I miss Ask a Ninja.
I miss those early days of YouTube. Where there was no monetization even possible. And, there wasn't an algorithm driving what stuff gets viewed. And the search engine actually worked. And, you could watch any anime you wanted uploaded on there in 3 parts with very inaccurate hard-coded fan subs.
Yeah. Yup.
And you were limited to 10 minutes per video unless you just, you know, set your account type to director, in which case you could upload however long a video you wanted.
YouTube. We miss you as you were.
YouTube's been around for 20 years as of this year.
Oh,
It's weird to think that there are people who are, like, in high school now who can't remember a time where YouTube did not exist. There are people in college now who can't remember a time where YouTube didn't exist.
Oh, God.
That's okay.
Make me feel...
Hey, I had to feel old by, like, so many things turning 25 last year. Ed, Edd n Eddy, SpongeBob, Phantom Menace, Tarzan.
You guys are adorable.
Oh, yeah. You're old for it.
I remember a time before the internet when we entertained ourselves with Game Boys and books.
I mean, I remember a time before the internet, too.
As do I.
Oh, I forgot to read Sabu's diary. Let's see that again.
I
think this is the last diary we get. January 15th. I can't believe my first mission as a full-fledged ninja is something so important. I feel the pride and honor of the Black Spider clan. I'm going to distinguish myself here and rise through the ranks. January 20th. I think I might not be cut out to be a ninja. January 25th. Yeah, 5 days later. I don't think I'm cut out for this. January 25th. Dear Mother, I have no more strength left, and I will die here in this forsaken place. Although ninja are taught patience and perseverance even in the face of death, I just don't want to die. Please, please, please.
The world's best ninja right there, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the other diary that I was talking about from the guy that was thinking of the sexy leather-clad demon hunter as he was dying. January 24th, the woman that I saw tonight in Vigor. She was extremely beautiful. I must persevere to keep my wits about me. Perseverance. Patience. February 2nd, I encountered her again. That woman slays the beasts as if they were flies. The vicious way she fights is so unlike her beautiful appearance. A perfect example of extreme intensity. She is no ordinary female. February 6th, during a fight with the MSAT, which is the military unit, I slipped up and suffered a grave injury. I cannot reach my black spider brethren. My provisions are almost all gone, and my life is near its end. Death during an assignment is the wish of every ninja, but we still have no clues regarding what happened to the evil Dark Dragon Blade. That is my only regret. All that is left for me to trust my comrades, and accept these last painful moments as my destiny. February 7th, the day after he wrote that he was dying. Although I have become so weak, I still await my death. Although I know it is only a matter of time before I perish, I wish I could glimpse that woman one more time. Just
Honestly, bro, I feel you.
Honestly, same. Especially once you see that, like, with every subsequent release of Ninja Gaiden 1, they made Rachel more and more jiggly. Yeah, I hate fighting these things because they deal massive damage. The bugs in general are kind of fucky in this game because they deal way more damage than they should.
So you're saying they might be bugged?
Nope, that's a completely intentional. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yep.
But they do bug me.
What did
I should also point out as another bit of, like, the sort of random events that happen in Ninja Gaiden 1, because this game's not very plot heavy. We found the Holy Grail like 5 levels in, and we just used it as a key. We weren't even specifically seeking the Holy Grail, we just found it.
Ah.
King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table are seething right now. They try to find the Holy Grail and they just end up getting arrested. I think there's a quicker way out of there by just, like, using that way.
Hold on. I think my freaking translator is farting again. Just make a couple adjustments. For it here and right there. Just this. For it, and let's see. I probably have to turn the volume up.
Excusez-moi,
We
monsieur.
can hear you.
Je suis perdu et je cherche la salle de bain.
God damn it, for it.
I only speak un petit peu de français. I'm very rusty on it. Omelette de fromage, which technically is not the correct way to say cheese omelet.
Merde, ça ne marche pas. JKR est un connard.
I know that merde means shit.
It's funny that JKR said, well, fuck you too.
Because I could have sworn I heard nerd, and I was like, God damn it.
No, what I said was, shit, that didn't work. JKR is an asshole. but in French.
God damn it. Well, you know, takes one to know one for it.
Fun fact, did you know that omelette du fromage? Fun fact, did you know that omelette du fromage is French for omelette of fromage?
I always thought it was cheese omelet.
Nope.
It's that is, I mean, either way, it's still technically incorrect because omelette au fromage is the correct way to say cheese omelet.
Fair enough.
Not Dexter's Laboratory has been lying to multiple generations of people.
Va te faire foutre, JKR.
I don't know what you said for it, but I feel like it was an insult, so screw you too.
No, that time I actually did say fuck you, JKR.
I'm not into that kind of thing for it.
Really? You were a little while ago.
He's got a point.
I mean,
Actually, no, he doesn't have a
animals.
point. He doesn't have a point. He's too fluffy to have points. He's not a Beedrill. He doesn't have a point.
Yeah.
I mean, my tail's kind of got a point.
Your tail doesn't count.
Oh, I beg to differ. It does, because it's about 90% of my body, and I don't know where I begin and it ends.
He screams, for he does not know.
Am I tail, or do I
Is
have
he
a
tail, or is his body made of tail, or is his tail made of body? He screams, for he does not know.
I do not know. Apparently, that was actually an accident when they were designing Furret. That was not supposed to be how Furret looks. Furret, like when they were designing Furret, they meant for him to have a distinguishable tail and body ending, like, area, I guess? I don't know. Segmentation? That doesn't sound right.
Cephalothorax?
Sure. You were supposed to be able to distinguish where his tail began and his body ended. Like, if you look at, like, the original sprites of Furret, you can kind of tell.
Then again, the old Pokemon sprite work was, like, always kind of shit. Especially in Gen 1.
But it just kind of became a thing.
But I'm not that Furret's
like,
a Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm not implying that, but, like, it took them until, like, Gen 3 to start getting, like, good sprites.
Yes.
To figure out how to translate the artwork into sprites.
I still need to frame and hang up that Furret autograph that you got me.
Yeah. You haven't done it yet?
It's a matter of finding a frame that fits it.
Oh.
Well, Xcard on you, Myrtle Beth.
Thank you.
You know, I need to, speaking of Homestar Runner, I need to get back to streaming Strong Bad's Cool Game for attractive people sometime. I just need to figure out a better solution than either hooking up the Wii or using, like, basically a good way to screen share. Well, actually, no, I do have a good way to screen share it now, so I can totally do that, like, next week. We're up to episode 4, Dangeresque 3, The Criminal Projective.
Uh-oh. I, at some point, need to actually play the Strong Bad games.
Good luck. They're not legally available anymore anywhere except for PlayStation. Because no old games get delisted on PlayStation for some reason, specifically if they're from, like, the PS3 generation.
Yep.
Like, it's not available on, well, obviously it's not available on Wii anymore, but it's not available legally on PC anymore either. But for some reason, it's still up on not just on the PS3 servers, but also as a streamable game on PS Plus. Although the PS3 versions don't play as well because they tried to make it point and click but also make it so, like, instead of moving a mouse cursor, you're manually controlling strong bad. But since it's built for a point-and-click interface, it just makes it awkward to interact with stuff. I think you might be able to buy them off of the Telltale Games website, but they're not. I know for a fact they're not on Steam anymore. They were accidentally relisted for a little bit, but then taken down like a day later.
Oof.
The fact that GOG hasn't released them yet is kind of weird.
It's because they're licensed games from a company that's like semi-defunct, but still kind of around. Like, basically, licensed games in general are kind of hard to work out re-releases for. It's why it was a big deal that GoldenEye, the original N64 version, got re-released. Because that one was a licensing nightmare to get re-released because multiple film studios were involved. Believe it or not, it wasn't Nintendo all along that was blocking its release. That is a commonly spread myth. That was never true. It was Eon Productions that didn't want it re-released because it didn't feature the modern James Bond actor in it. And, you know, from a branding standpoint, they were like, why do you want us to release a game promoting an old movie?
I said, you want to talk obscure games getting bizarre re-releases that no one really asked for? There's an old porn game, like you could actually buy this in stores, porn game, called Lightning Warrior Rady, that is apparently getting a remaster.
I mean, if you want to talk about, like, games getting remasters that no one asked for, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, I've streamed it.
Yes. We watched it while JKR was here. Or did we watched Arikado's stream, or did we watch the Game Grumps stream? I don't remember. I think we watched Arikado's.
It had to have been Arikado's. Because you were watching a lot of Game Grumps. I wasn't. I was actually, you know, doing other stuff when you were watching Game Grumps.
And,
you were pretty into the Mario one for a little while.
The Mario ones was funny. I will say that. The Mario one was funny.
Yeah.
And,
sorry, Ari.
Another one that got a re-release that no one asked for, and it's not even a good re-release, is Drake of the 99 Dragons. It's on Steam.
Nice.
It's an Xbox game ported to PC that doesn't have controller support.
Yeah, Lightning Warrior Rady. I remember accidentally getting a copy of that when I was little. I'm being serious. It was like a complete accident. My parents saw a cute anime girl on it and thought it was a game for kids.
Ah, yes, the LeBlue girl problem. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about. That old image of, like, a kid opening a Christmas present and he gets a copy of LeBlue Girl because his parents apparently thought it was just a cartoon.
Right. Well, this is like, it's about like it's like a dungeon crawler style, you know, like those old 3D dungeon style crawler games where you're going through like a maze.
Yeah.
And like the bosses of each end of each maze have different ways of torturing the main character.
Yeah.
Who is a cute redheaded chick named Rady. It's a really fucked up game, and I'm honestly surprised that they're coming out with a remaster of it. Like, I saw that the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck? Who asked for this?" You know what? Never mind. I know exactly who asked for this.
I mean, you can buy stuff from notable hentai game maker Illusion Soft on Steam now.
I think
they opened a Western branch just because so many people were pirating their games in the West.
I think that might actually be who's doing Lightning Warrior Rady.
I wouldn't be surprised. They made a lot of those they made a lot of games that that had fucked up premises that I can't even talk about on stream. And then they also made, like, a popular VTuber creation tool that you're legally not allowed to use anymore. Like, you can still get it on Steam, but they ended, like, support for it. And as part of ending support, they also say that, like, if they catch you using a model made using the software, then they'll file a copyright strike against you.
The fuck?
Yeah, they had a really weird terms of service where, like, you're only allowed to use models created using their program as long as the program is still actively being supported, because you had to pay them to, like, export your model.
Oh, jeez.
So if you're exporting it after service has concluded, that means you did it through some unsupported means that doesn't make them money. Then it's just like, why don't you just not end support then?
Yeah, right.
Like, it wasn't even like a server-side thing. It's like, there was no online functionality to it, so it's like, why would you end support to begin with? From a financial point of view, it makes no sense.
Right.
You're just choosing to not make money. And that's why Kason had to get a custom 3D model made, because her original 3D model was made using that program. It was called Vikatsu, which was basically a safer work version of Koikatsu, which was for making your own 3D hentai models.
Oh.
And having them do stuff.
Wow.
I know that because Nyanners has a 3D model made using Koikatsu that she used in one of her music videos.
Oh, boy.
Specifically, her music video for her Say So parody called Say So, but spelled like the Japanese word Say So, which means, like, you know, pure and innocent. And it's all about how she's totally pure and innocent, and, you know, how she doesn't even know what naughty things are. That's how pure she is. Even though if you've ever watched Nyanners, you know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
As part of the chorus says, I got a pure heart in possession, don't even know what sex is.
I call BS.
I should also point out that I've been a Nyanners fan since before she was a VTuber. I have her to indirectly thank for introducing me to my love of ASMR, which is funny considering she did it as a parody of ASMR. Old, joke video she made called ASMR Romantic Anime Date, where it seems like it's going to be something lewd, but it ends with you getting castrated.
Oh, jeez. What was Nyanners doing before she became a VTuber?
Just making shit posts and voice acting, like random panels from, out-of-context hentai manga.
Oh, jeez.
And making song parodies, and, like, actual song covers as well. She was basically just doing whatever she wanted before she became a VTuber. And she hates her old videos from her pre-VTuber days so much that whenever she does, like, a stream like You Laugh, You Lose, one of the punishments is always to have to watch her old videos. Fun fact, Nyanners isn't actually a cat girl, no matter what her model may suggest. Canonically, she's a Lovecraftian entity that takes the form of a cat girl.
Aha. I see.
Specifically, she is the Lovecraftian entity Nyarlathotep. And he's gone.
Tight.
Oh, you're not gone. You're just sort of phased into my model. Oh yeah, I forgot. I made it so I can move from side to side. That's the problem.
Oh.
It's been like that the whole stream. You guys are just noticing?
I can't look at two screens at once. I don't have that many eyes and or heads.
That sounds like a you problem, Ari.
I've been doing that all night.
Also, I kind of have to keep myself focused on a game where everything is always trying to kill you.
Okay. Today on How Stupid Are People with Nerdy for It. You've all probably heard of the Justin Baldoni, who is suing Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively over the character of Nicepool. So in Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a character named Nicepool. And this guy is, by the way, this is the guy who is trying to sexually harass Blake Lively and is now trying to say that it was the other way around. She was sexually harassing him, which is incorrect. Like, everybody on the set of the movie they did together said no, he was the one sexually harassing her.
Yeah.
Well, recently it was announced that he's trying to sue Ryan Reynolds over the character of Nicepool, saying that the character was a direct ripoff of him and his entire, like, how he is. This is obviously incorrect because Wolverine and Deadpool was filmed 4 years ago and just didn't get to be released until recently. He is now trying to sue New York Times for so much as posting an article about him.
Jeez.
This guy's career is done, man. Like, if this dude had a career, it's done.
A career can't be done if you don't have a career to begin with. So it was done before it even got to be a career.
Yeah, he's suing them because they wrote an article about the lawsuit saying that this leaked metadata about him. What the fuck does that even mean?
That's not what metadata is. Metadata is stuff. Metadata is stuff that's attached to, like, media file formats to note, like, who the creator and publisher and all that kind of stuff is.
Right.
It means shut up.
It means don't question it, just believe him.
Yeah, right. He totally
Like,
is big.
yeah, no. You know what this makes me think of?
What?
It makes me think of, like, a bit from Goku's fight against Frieza in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where it's like, maybe I'm just being rhetorical. No, you're not! Well, now you're just being transcendent.
Dude, seriously, if you ever want to laugh, like, look this dude up. He is fucking crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
No, we're not doing this again.
Can I kick him? Please, 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 please.
Hey, thanks for the resub, Kier. Hope you're doing well. My mom's been incessantly asking if you're doing okay, and I'm like, I can only answer what he tells me, mother. I don't know I don't have a magic insight into his day-to-day life.
Scusi.
What? You mean you don't scry on him and see how he's doing every now and again?
No, I don't scry on him because that's not a word.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, actually.
Do you not know what scrying is?
I know Scry Ed.
I would think as a fantasy person like you are, you would know the word scry.
I know the word scribe. I know the word screed. Also, I'm not a fantasy nerd. I'm a sci-fi nerd.
If you'd never at least seen Lord of the Rings.
I've seen the first one. I've seen Fellowship of the Ring, and it was... I don't have the attention span for 3-hour-plus long movies.
Fair enough.
That is entirely a me problem, and I acknowledge that.
The
Not
orb
saying they're
that
bad,
he uses-
just I can't sit through them all in one sitting.
The orb that Christopher Lee uses is a scrying orb.
Oh.
It's an orb used to, like, well, scry on people, basically.
Oh.
Yes. I'm getting that right, JKR?
It's a perfectly cromulent word.
Yeah, you're...
For someone who
basically-
doesn't watch The Simpsons, you sure do reference it in weird ways.
Yes, I do.
It's one of my favorite fucking quotes from that whole damn show.
It's a perfectly ambigens isn't a real word. Of course, it's a perfectly cromulent word.
That part is, I know the actual quote to that is, because again, I love The Simpsons. I grew up on The Simpsons. But the actual quote to that is, prior to moving to Springfield, I never heard the term embiggens before. Really? It's a perfectly cromulent word.
It should not surprise... later I'm going to send you a like, college short film made by a student at CalArts back in the 80s. And then I'm going to tell you... Well, actually, I'm going to tell you now. He was a director for 30 episodes of The Simpsons during its golden era.
Nice.
And you're going to see that short film, and it's not at all going to surprise you that he went on to work on The Simpsons, as well as write the movies WALL-E, Wreck-It Ralph, and Zootopia.
Oh, damn. The one that fucks with everybody's head is that Conan O'Brien started his career as a writer on The Simpsons.
I thought he started his career as a writer on SNL.
Might have been both. I think he was doing both at the same time.
Probably. Timelines match up.
Well, that's only if the timelines match up.
Time is not made of lines, it's made out of circles. That's why clocks are round.
So did Alex Hirsch, actually.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
I recently found out, speaking of shapes making other shapes, I recently found out that, like, the question everyone has about why does Tien's tri-beam, where he makes a triangle with his hands, make a square-shaped hole? It does have an answer.
Oh?
The answer is the animators in Dragon Ball Z fucked up on drawing the shape that he makes with his hands, because in the manga he's making a square.
Oh.
Well, that works.
And the name Tri-Beam was only used in the dub, so... yeah. The name that they call it in Japanese is just Kiko-Ho. Which, the Funimation dub, and by extension, the Ocean dub, since that preceded it, were known to just, like, come up with new names unrelated to, like, actually translating the names of the attacks, just based on what they looked like. Like, Makanko Sapo being translated to Special Beam Cannon, even though Makanko Sapo does not translate to Special Beam Cannon.
That's fair.
If anything, it more translates to Spiral Death Beam.
But yes, all these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Is he okay? He's fine. He just took a gallon of acid. A gallon? Yes, a literal gallon. He drank it out of a milk jug.
I have the power!
Yep, the Brand of Valor, which is, it looks like it's going to be a new weapon, but no, it's just a key. It's like I said, we found the Holy Grail, and all we did was use it as a key. Ryu just has this habit of finding, like, sacred objects and just using them as keys and then never mentioning them again.
Oh, jeez.
By the way, since JKR wanted to know where the zombies from last stream came from, they awakened when we found the Holy Grail. Like, we got the Brand of Valor, we raised it up to the heavens like He-Man, and we're just gonna put it in this hole in the floor. And now we're gonna fight Pazuzu.
Oh, what suit?
Pazuzu. Pazuzu. This guy.
Gesundheit.
There was a Futurama episode. There was a Futurama episode where fucking
Pazuzu
summons Pazuzu.
Yeah, the name Pazuzu comes from like an ancient god from like Mesopotamian myth, I think, or something like that. But it's also known as the demon from the Exorcist series.
I was gonna ask, isn't that the demon's name from Exorcist?
Technically, this boss isn't named Pazuzu, it's Pazu. But it's, like, clearly supposed to be Pazuzu.
Yeah. I mean, he certainly looks like a Pazuzu.
You say that as if you've seen many Pazuzus.
What's the entity from Paranormal Activity?
I don't know, I've never seen it.
I don't remember, honestly. It's been so long since I've seen those movies.
The first three were amazing. Everyone after that can go suck it.
Wasn't it a case of, like, it was supposed to end with the third one, but then they just made more?
Yeah.
Kinda.
I think that was basically the thing, where it's like, they intended to have only 3, but of course, it did so well. The trilogy did so well, they decided, let's make more and cash in on it.
Exactly what happened to Saw, and funnily enough, Paranormal Activity is what killed the Saw series for a while. Because Paranormal Activity was routinely outperforming Saw at the box office every year. Partly because Paranormal Activity was way cheaper to make.
It was found footage, of course it was cheaper to make.
Actually, 4 wasn't bad. I forgot 4. It was after 4 that they started to suck.
I don't remember after 3, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. After 3, I kind of checked out.
Well, because I remember 4 was the only time in the franchise where you actually see the demon for a second. And they did it so cleverly, too. Because what it was the dude sets up his Xbox. The camera for the Xbox.
The Kinect.
And the Kinect. And the Kinect can actually sense, like, movement and shit that's going on around it.
Yes, that is what a Kinect does.
Yes. What it does is, there's a scene where the little kid is running around, having fun, and then the demon follows behind it for a split second. It was actually pretty impressive how they did it. Like, that was actually a really clever way of showing the demon.
Neat.
The third one is the one that scared the ever-loving shit out of me, and I will never watch it again as long as I fucking live.
I died all those times and took so much damage, and I still got the highest rank you can get.
Nice!
Alright, this is where we're going. Well, after I save here, this is where we're going to end it at.
Yes, please make sure to save.
I was going to say, the third one scared the shit out of me because at the very end there's a scene where one of the little kids turns towards the camera and has a sunken-in face with demon eyes.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that. That is actually one of my biggest fears, is demon children. Anywho!
Yes, about that.
Let's see, I know, give me a sec.
1, 2, 3.
See, I fixed it in under it. I fixed it in a sec.
You did indeed fix it.
But in a sec, that's debatable.
No, I clicked it as right after you said 1.
Uh-huh.
On my end, at least, which is all that matters, because that's what gets streamed. We are going to raid the Booba Fairy.
Of course we are.
Whee!
Apparently right now she's speaking Swedish.
Oops.
Which, given that she's Japanese, is interesting.
Swedish boobs.
Yes, Swedish booba. And she's using her nude model tonight, which she always uses cut off at the bottom, so you don't see anything that would get her TOS banned. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Nerdy Ferd and JKR for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with Doom 2016. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of Corridors.
Too bad I already clicked the raid button right as you cleared your throat.